So it looks like Disney is going to be laying off 7,000 employees. This is pretty unexpected. And personally for me, I know a couple of friends that work at Disney or have worked at Disney who loved working there. And seeing news like this is never a good feeling. It's not a good sign. But at the same time, we just got to understand the market, the landscape. And right now, it is not looking really good in general. Even at Amazon right now, we are going through another 9,000 employee layoffs. And I'll talk about that sometime in the near future. But want to focus on Disney right now. There is an article that's out on CNBC. Let's read together and see what it says. Disney layoffs will begin this week, CEO Bob Iger says in a memo. Disney will begin informing employees this week that they're being laid off. This will be the first of 3 rounds of cuts that will amount to 7,000 job losses. Disney is cutting costs after its valuation plummeted last year. Disney will begin layoffs this week, the first of 3 rounds before the beginning of the summer that results in about 7,000 job cuts, according to a memo sent by Chief Executive Bob Iger. So it actually sounds like it's not going to be initially 7,000. The cuts are part of a broader effort to reduce corporate spending and boost free cash flow. Disney said last month it plans to cut $5.5 billion in costs, including $3 billion in content spend. That's interesting. So basically, they're not going to invest as much money as they used to in the content. Because remember, back when Netflix came out, there was a huge competition about who was going to be taking over the streaming services. And a lot of these companies were really investing large amounts of money to get exclusive rights to certain shows, certain deals, and all of that. So it looks like they're going to be cutting down on actual spending and investing. It says this week we begin notifying employees whose positions are impacted by the company's workforce reductions, Iger wrote in the memo, which was obtained by CNBC. Leaders will be communicating the news directly to the first group of impacted employees over the next 4 days. A second, larger round of notifications will happen in April, with several thousands more staff reductions, and we expect to commence the final round of notifications before the beginning of the summer to reach our 7,000 job target. So I stand corrected. It looks like it's going to be a total of 7,000 employees, but across 3 rounds of layoffs. We don't really know how many people are going to be affected by the first round, but it looks like there's going to be 3 rounds and 7,000 people that are going to be affected by this. The layoffs were initially announced in February. The job cuts will be cross-company, hitting Disney Media and Distribution Division, Parks and Resorts, and ESPN. So it's not going to just be Disney directly, but it's going to hit maybe some smaller subsidiaries. Disney is following the lead of Warner Brothers Discovery and other legacy media companies that are cutting jobs and spending. Disney has said its streaming business, led by Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus, will stop losing money in 2024. So it sounds like they were putting this huge investment at a loss to really ramp up these platforms, specifically Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus, but it was all for a losing effort in terms of a financial perspective. Disney shares are up about 8% this year after falling 44% last year. Wow, that's a really big drop. We have made the difficult decision to reduce our overall workforce by approximately 7,000 jobs as part of a strategic realignment of the company, including important cost-saving measures necessary for creating a more effective, coordinated, and streamlined approach to our business, Iger wrote. For our employees who aren't impacted, I want to acknowledge that there will no doubt be challenges ahead as we continue building the structures and functions that will enable us to be successful moving forward. Since returning as a CEO, Iger has reorganized the company and acknowledged that he considers selling Hulu. Disney will host his annual shareholders meeting April 3rd. That's pretty crazy to think about because before Iger came back to Disney, it was all about invest, tried to take over this streaming platform. But now you see that the current CEO is considering selling parts of Hulu, if not all. And if you read the full memo, let's read it together. Dear fellow employees, as I shared with you in February, we have made the difficult decision to reduce our overall workforce by approximately 7,000 jobs as part of a strategic realignment of the company, including important cost-saving measures necessary for creating a more effective, coordinated, and streamlined approach to our business. Over the past few months, senior leaders have been working closely with HR to assess their operational needs, and I want to give you an update on those efforts. This week, we begin notifying employees whose positions are impacted by the company's workforce reductions. Leaders will be communicating the news directly to the first group of impacted employees over the next 4 days. A second, larger round of notifications will happen in April, which is going to happen in a couple weeks, actually, with several thousand more staff reductions, and we expect to commence the final round of notifications before the beginning of the summer to reach our 7,000 job target. The difficult reality of many colleagues and friends leaving Disney is not something we take lightly. This company is home to the most talented and dedicated employees in the world, and so many of you bring a lifelong passion for Disney to your work here. That's part of what makes working at Disney so special. It also makes it more difficult to say goodbye to wonderful people we care about. I want to offer my sincere thanks and appreciation to every departing employee for your numerous contributions and your devotion to this beloved company. For our employees who aren't impacted, I want to acknowledge that there will no doubt be challenges ahead as we continue building the structures and functions that will enable us to be successful moving forward. I ask for your continued understanding and collaboration during this time. In tough moments, we must always do what is required to ensure Disney can continue delivering exceptional entertainment to audiences and guests around the world, now and long into the future. Please know that our HR partners and leaders are committed to creating a supportive and smooth process every step of the way. I want to thank each of you again for all of your many achievements here at Walt Disney Company. Sincerely, Bob. And if you go on LinkedIn, you'll already see that people are posting about getting the bad news. For example, Kurt is saying, this is difficult news, but the next gen storytelling department that I'm a part of has been eliminated as part of the mass layoffs. This is heartbreaking development given that we were working on some really amazing immersive digital experience for Disney fans around the world. We were just getting started. If you scroll down a little bit more, there's another person named Pablo that says, unfortunately, layoffs at Disney Animation affected my role. I'll be looking for new opportunities in visual development for feature and series projects. Again, someone else from Disney Next Gen Storytelling was impacted by the layoffs. Super incredible team. I wish everyone the best. And yeah, the list goes on and on and on. I want to talk about layoffs in general, and I talked about it in my previous video about being prepared and just ready for situations like this. If you are working right now, I would say just hope for the best, but be prepared for the worst. Start saving some money, save that emergency fund, save that rainy day fund, whatever you want to call it, because it seems like a lot of companies might have over-invested into certain technologies, certain industries, certain departments, certain directions to drive growth, but now they're facing the repercussions of it from a financial perspective. To be honest, the only people that are generally going to be affected are the people that are working like you and me. Again, this just happens to be Disney, but a lot of companies are going through layoffs. We even heard about layoffs on Indeed as well. If I was in your shoes, or actually I am in your shoes, always be prepared for the worst and just hope for the best. And even for me, I just know that no job is safe, and job security is kind of a myth in my opinion, because anything can happen. You could be performing really well as an engineer, as an animator, as a designer, but there are certain things that are really outside of your control. So make sure to just take care of yourself, keep yourself financially stable, don't overspend on things. And if you do find yourself safe, keep your skills sharp, because those are the things that are going to help you get that next job, the next role, if a situation like this happens to you. I hope everyone's doing okay. If you need to reach out or talk to someone, feel free to email me at info@techrally.co, or just join my Discord and I'll be there to chat as well. Either way, I hope everyone's doing okay. I don't want to scare everybody, but this is the reality, this is the news, and this is what's happening. So just want to share some context of what I just discovered. And again, I hope everyone's doing okay. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video. Tech Rally out. Bye.